Hello everyone, and welcome yourselves to a brand new series, something completely different.
Androids, everybody needs good androids.
As the title suggests, this is where I take a break from my regular content of shopping videos and talk about something completely unrelated for a somewhat absurd amount of time. The subject of today's video is literally the only reason I made this series, as it's pretty much just an excuse for me to talk about one of my favourite games of all time, and it goes by the name of NieR Automata. NieR Automata is an action RPG made by Japanese video game developer Platinum Games, who you may know as the developers of Mad World, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, the Bayonetta series, and many more. Platinum Games collaborated with Square Enix for the release of NieR Automata, who are best known for publishing franchises such as Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Kingdom Hearts. NieR Automata was released in February of 2017 and is the sequel to the not so well known NieR, released in 2010 for PS3 and Xbox 360. NieR Automata was instantly met with ridiculously high praise from fans and critics alike for its striking art style, intense yet fun combat, and luscious score, which won the Game Award for the best score and music in a video game. Nearly every review for this game that I've seen from both online reviewing sites and YouTube label it as a masterpiece. Yet it's a game that I've never even heard of until late 2019, and even then it was because it just happened to be on sale on the PlayStation Store when I was browsing for a new game to play. I didn't see it again until the very beginning of May 2021. This time, after some careful research into what the game had in store for me, I decided to bite the bullet, spent my 17 quid, and started playing what was soon to become one of my favourite gaming experiences of my life. This is NieR Automata. The storyline is as follows. 11,000 years into the future, aliens discovered humans and sent robots down to Earth to wipe out mankind. The humans that managed to escape fled to the moon, where they created Yorha, who crafted androids to send back down to Earth and take out the enemy. Sounds stupid, but it's executed so well and is so fun that you just kind of accept it.
Fair enough.
For most of the game you play as 2B, accompanied by a bot who can be used for both information and as a weapon. You're then later accompanied by another android called 9S, and that's pretty much all I can say without giving too much of the story away. The story in this game advances so quickly that even talking about what happens just a couple of hours in feels like a spoiler.
Get me staunching gel and logic virus vaccines, then access the—
Inadvisable. The subject's vital signs are too poor to attempt field repair.
All I can say without ruining how it ends is that later down the line, you meet some interesting characters and destroy some enemies who make you slowly begin to realise who the true enemy really is.
Jeff Daniels.
Speaking of how it ends, there are 26 different endings, one for each letter of the alphabet. I remember finishing the game for the first time and thinking, that was short, only then to be confronted by an on-screen message saying, that's not all. If you want to unlock the true ending and all the other 26 endings, you'll have to play the game again. And again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. There is some serious depth to this story, and one thing I love is how that storyline is conveyed. There's no massive pre-game scroll-like text or over-the-top narration of how things came to be, a trope I'd rather never see ever again.
Stop it. Get some help.
Instead, you get little seeds of information through cutscenes, talking to NPCs, and even dialogue during a boss fight. Sometimes your bot will scan an object previously used by humans and tells you what it is.
What's this?
Analysis. It is a device that propels humans on rails at high speeds for the purposes of amusement. It was commonly referred to as a roller coaster.
Humans sure are strange creatures.
And it's so fascinating to see how non-humans would react to things that we don't even think twice about. Just hearing how something like a jukebox works makes you really put into perspective why humans like certain things and feel certain ways, like excitement when things go kaboom. However, something I can talk about in great detail is the next thing, and that's how the game looks. It is absolutely stunning. The art style of this game alone had me hooked, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. There's a very subtle mix of that anime style animation with a classic American action RPG that hits the spot just right.
Nice.
This can be said for both the characters and the environment. It's so refreshing to play as a character that's not only a woman but with such a unique presentation. From the blindfold and costume to the fact that she can take on hordes of enemies in high heels, 2B is such a cool character that somehow carries a lot of weight despite not even being human. The design of the enemies is also really interesting, with the robots having different costumes and features depending on their location. Sure, the basic enemy type can get quite repetitive, despite there being many different variants of said enemy, but take yourself down to the amusement park, for example, and oh my god, robot clowns. There's also tribe-like robots in areas like the Forest Kingdom, but it's the boss fights where character design really takes the crown.
Let's go.
From skyscraper-sized, Transformer-esque mechs that come out of the water, to opera-singing robots with dead androids for decoration. Nearly every boss fight I found myself in had me mesmerised, and is just another reason why there's no other game quite like it. Now, let's talk the environment. They somehow seem to blend the bright, shimmering nature of Earth with the morbid, depressing way that it's been taken over. Buildings that once stood tall are now broken down and are covered in vines. Trees that used to be strong and upright are now mangled and coil near the ground. There's no cars, no park benches, no humanity. This is what it feels like to have life sucked out of the world, and it's breathtaking. There's plenty of things to collect in this world too, which can later be used to upgrade yourself with. Destroying various robots that roam the map can give you currency in the form of G, which you can use to buy weapons, time-restricted buffs, pod upgrades, and power-ups that are known as plug-in chips. Each plug takes up a certain amount of space in your inventory, which means you'll have hours of fun customizing, experimenting how you want to play. You can save the game at various save points, as there's no way to save the game whenever you want, which some may find annoying, but it didn't really bother me too much. At these stations you can check your inbox for emails which regularly update depending on your tasks at hand. You can also quick travel to other stations later on, so long as you have them unlocked, or you can do a speedy Naruto run. Whatever floats your boat.
Fucking meow.
Now that we've covered the scenery and world design, let's tackle the next best thing about this game, the combat. It's all very familiar in that you have light attacks and heavy attacks with various ways of combining them for a devastating combo. Think of it as a mixture between both Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. You can also dodge enemy attacks, and dodging at the right time will grant you access to some seriously cool shit. But the feature that makes this title stand out is the little weenie guy that's right by your side at all times. What is it, you ask? Oh, nothing. Just a bot that shoots lasers like a Gatling gun and fires missiles like they're going out of fashion. Fighting robots in this game is ridiculously fun. So fun in fact that I will purposely get myself into situations where I need to fight off an entire horde of those tin cans. In a nutshell, combat is super fun, and when you start to master it, it's like no other. Other features this game does really well that I wanted to mention was customization. Depending on what tasks you complete, you can change how 2B looks. You can change her hair colour, her costume, and you can even put a little bow on top. And yes, you can remove the skirt, you absolute pervert.
Well, yes, I use Reddit. How did you know?
Buying the Game of the Year edition from the PS Store will also allow you to change your bot's appearance too. It can be cardboard, an old PlayStation, or you can be an absolute Giga Chad and turn it into a book, because knowledge really is power.
Knowledge!
The last thing that makes this game stand out so far from others in its field is when it pulls a Super Star Wars on you and turns into a 2D scroller mid-combat. One minute you'll be fighting a stupidly large mechanical being in regular RPG fashion, hacking, slashing and dodging as you would any other game, but just a few minutes later you'll be forced into a flying section, blowing shit up in a Yorha flight unit. It's like an anime Star Fox. It's fucking mad.
I just yoted on him.
Overall, NieR Automata is an experience that everyone should get to be a part of, and truly redefines what can be conveyed through the medium of gaming. If you see another review/video on NieR labeling it as a masterpiece, they're not wrong. In fact, I want you to play this game so bad that if we hit 100 subscribers, I will personally give away a copy of the game. Simply subscribe and comment down below and I'll choose someone at random who will receive the game in the post. That's all you gotta do. And with that, that's gonna be it for this odd endeavour into the world of NieR Automata. I hope you have enjoyed this different style of video. I know my previous video wasn't something you were expecting either, but it will be a return to normality, I promise. This video took an awfully long time to make, so if you could do us a favour and leave a like or share it to a friend, that would mean the absolute world. Also, if you did like this review/essay type video, then please make sure to let me know. I know a lot of you liked the Oracle video that I did before this, so maybe this is a sign to switch things up a bit on this channel. Anyways, stay safe, play NieR, and I'll see you next time. Keiichi Okabe, take it away.